that crypto is the great store of value that can save us from money-printing central banks and craven politicians. Oh, then we hear that it's the best hedge against falling stock prices. But it turns out crypto doesn't hedge you against anything at all. They know nothing! As bad as stocks have been, and they've been real bad, including today, where the Dow lost 254 points, S&P declined 0.88%, and the Nasdaq shed 1.33%, capping off the worst first half since 1970. Believe it or not, crypto's been even worse. It leads the stock market down, too. It turns out to be it's the proverbial tail that wags the dog. Now, I know miserable stock owners love company, but this crypto decline is the mother of all miseries. And I think it's a fitting coda to a horrendous quarter that cryptocurrencies of all kinds are still cascading with no real bottom in sight. I'm picking crypto to start tonight. You know, I usually don't do that because it's the opposite of a stable storehold of value, as its promoters always claimed. And for a time, I believed.
All right, folks, I made a video a couple months ago when I started on YouTube. I basically said, look, when are you going to know when you're near a bottom in crypto? I think Bitcoin was at about $35,000 at the time. And this is when you kind of know when capitulation is coming, when CNBC is finally basically telling you that crypto is a scam, Bitcoin's a scam. Jim Cramer, who's big into Bitcoin at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, now that Bitcoin's in a bear market, he's basically saying it's a scam, it's not a store of value. I told you so. This is the kind of stuff you want to see when CNBC has basically turned, and they have. The thing I don't understand about these CNBC people, don't they even look into the 4-year cycles? Don't they understand how these crypto markets work? Many of the stocks this guy was promoting for the last year are down 80, 90%. But with crypto, it's always a scam in these bear markets. It has nothing to do with the recession we're in right now. This is how it is every 3 or 4 years with Bitcoin. Everybody's talking about it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. The plumber friend's calling you, telling you how great it is. The plumber friend doesn't talk about crypto anymore because it's dumping. CNBC's telling you it was a scam. But back when Bitcoin was $60,000, $70,000, they were talking about it all day. They had shows devoted to it. Folks, this is dumb money. Jim Cramer clearly is a smart guy, but clearly he knows nothing about crypto. He doesn't understand the cycles. All he sees is the price. I don't know where crypto is going to be in 10, 20 years. Maybe Bitcoin will be zero, maybe it won't. But Bitcoin's doing nothing different right now than it's been doing the last 13, 14 years. It just follows the 4-year cycles. Folks, Bitcoin is in a bear market not because we're in a recession, not because we're at war with Putin. We were due for a bear market, folks. We had a solid year of a bull market. Bitcoin hit almost $70,000. Coins like Cardano went from $2 to $3. Coins like Theta went from 2 cents to $18. Ethereum went from $60 to $5,000. We were due for a bear market before the recession hit, before the war with Putin. All the smart people were saying, watch out, bear market coming. People were calling me up, asking me about crypto, and I was saying, folks, recession's coming, be careful, bear market is coming. Back in 2017, it was COVID that caused the crypto dump, but it really wasn't. Bitcoin was in the bear market way before COVID ever hit. Yeah, stocks dumped, then they came back. Folks, most analysts think we're in a recession, but most analysts think this is probably going to be a minor recession. By this time next year, it will be recession no more. If Bitcoin's at $10,000, $15,000 and the Fed comes out and basically says recession's over and the stocks go bullish, what do you think is going to happen with crypto? It's going to go crazy, just like all the stocks that are down 80% are going to go crazy. I don't understand the dumb money. I understand the fear if you have no money and you don't want to put it in crypto because you need to pay the bills. That's fine. But I don't understand just the negativity we're seeing online right now. People are such sheep. They don't get it. This is when you buy the crypto. This is when you buy the stocks. And in 6 months is when you buy the real estate. And in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be rich. I've seen this cycle play out before. My biggest regret is not taking advantage of this cycle as much as I should have 5 years ago in 2017, 2020. Not making that same mistake this time. So you're starting to see the dumb money, the shills, the corporate media, the losers on Twitter. Basically, they're all having a nervous breakdown. BitBoy has been missing in action for a couple weeks now, as you can see by his videos. Ever since he lost the $3 million in Celsius and the market's been taking, he's basically on hiatus. He's on vacation. This is what happens in the bear markets, folks. It don't matter who you are. All the big people, they run away, they hide. Feel bad for BitBoy. He lost a lot of money, but I also don't feel bad because he shilled so many scams over the last couple years. Karma is a bitch, and I think karma got BitBoy, and now he's probably overexposed with all the shit he's been buying. The Lambos, they're probably up for sale. He's building a new house. He's probably things are tight for him right now, losing all this money in crypto. But that's what happens when you're shilling it for a couple years, and that's what happens in bear markets. That's why you have to be careful, folks. You don't. I've been warning people the last couple weeks, last couple months, get off Blockfi. Stop with the Blockfi. Stop with the Celsius. I warned people about Terra Luna. I warned people about UST. A month before UST crashed, I made a video. You can find it on my YouTube channel. I said, get out of UST. It's going to crash. It's backed by nothing. Hardly anybody saw the video, but it's there. It will be there throughout history. I'm one of the few people who called it. So now you have FTX closes in on deal to buy Blockfi for $25 million. This time last year, Blockfi was worth like $500 billion, or at least in the billions. Now it's worth nothing. Now, Blockfi denies this, but clearly there's an offer for $25 million. If that happens, people are going to lose all their money on Blockfi. If you buy Blockfi for $25 million, how are you going to pay off the billions and billions and billions that people have stored on Blockfi? Now, there's no guarantee that you'll lose all your money in Blockfi. But think about it, folks. Right now, Bitcoin's at what? We are at $19,000, barely holding on. We're basically one shred of bad news from going to basically 15,000, and from there we could go to 10,000, at least in a flash crash. If that happens, you're going to see Blockfi probably stop withdrawals. Celsius is finished, and all sorts of other funds are going to collapse as well. It's a cascading event that you have to realize. Now is not the time to be in any of these high-risk lending protocols. You need to be holding your own crypto, holding your own private keys, and if not, put it on an exchange like Binance.us or Coinbase where they're not lending out your crypto. The only way they can really lose your crypto is if they get hacked. But to put your money where they're actually lending out your crypto, it's not worth it for the 8 or 9% interest. So a lot of stupid people are getting liquidated. And the reason we have regulations and the reason we have the SEC is because stupid people do stupid things. You have to understand, folks. We all get hacked in crypto. We all do stupid things. But I was on Blockfi for a little bit too. I had a few $1,000s on there, which is like maybe 2%, not even 2% of like my overall portfolio. It was like nothing. If I lost it, I lost it. And even then I was worried and I took my money off of Blockfi. Actually, at one point I had over $10,000 on Blockfi. Then I was down to 5, and even then I still didn't feel right about it, and I took my money off. This was a year ago. You hear these stories of people putting like millions of dollars on Blockfi, like BitBoy crypto. Isn't that proof right there that he's an idiot? I mean, yeah, he's good at shilling scam projects, but isn't that proof if you're putting $3 million on Celsius? Isn't that kind of proof that you don't know what you're doing? Or the poor schlubs who are putting their $100,000 life savings on BlockFi. You can't be doing that, folks. Okay, you want to put a few $1,000s on as a risk, okay, make my 10% interest, see what happens. But people are just stupid. They're making major mistakes here. Now's the time to be holding your own crypto. You have to be careful now because the market is very bearish right now. We're probably not going to go bullish until the end of the year. We're going to be in a range. We might see pumps up to $40,000, $30,000, but it's not going to hold until we get closer to that halving and things get very bullish. So right now is the time to just be trying to buy cheap coins and maybe play around with some trading on KuCoin. Other than that, stop with the high-risk leverage stuff. Stop using these Blockfis and Celsiuses that are basically very high risk. They take your money and they basically lend it out, and then they lose all your money, and then you never get your money back. Especially in a bear market, folks. The lower Bitcoin goes, the harder it's going to be for you to get your money off of these scammy Ponzi scheme platforms. So anyway, that's enough about that. Another reason people think Bitcoin is dumping is because the Grayscale bid for a spot ETF was rejected. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Now, if this was approved, we'd probably be getting like a $5,000 or $10,000 pump in Bitcoin. But people are pretty much don't. Most people think that the ETF isn't going to get approved anyway, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. You know, every time Bitcoin dumps and we're in a bear market, people are always looking for like reasons why it's dumping, but we're dumping because we're in a bear market and there's 4-year cycles. And just people have to stop just looking for these little conspiracy theorist reasons why we're not pumping. We're not going to pump until we get closer to the halving. That's how it works, folks, unfortunately. The only question is how low are we going to go? So anyway, a little bit of Cardano news. Charles Hoskinson says Cardano needs more developers as the network expands. Well, folks, we're in a bear market. Everything's crashing. Coinbase is laying off 20% of the people. Every crypto exchange is laying off people. MicroStrategy is laying off people. And Charles Hoskinson is looking for more people to develop on Cardano. That's kind of a good news. When you're in a bear market and everything's in the shitter and you're hiring, when you're the one business hiring in the bear market, just like you remember Walmart was hiring during the pandemic, they were the one business everybody was going to, and their stock basically went crazy. That's kind of what's happening with Cardano. They're doing absolutely incredible even in the bear market. So think what's going to happen once we go bullish in a year or two. Cardano is going to go absolutely crazy. $5, $10 is almost, in my mind, a guarantee. So gotta love your Cardano. And that's pretty much it, folks. You're just starting to see the media turn on Bitcoin, which is what I've been waiting for months. Jim Cramer is basically turning on Bitcoin, even though he was trading it at $40,000 or $50,000, and he'll be back in. Once Bitcoin hits 40 or 50,000, he'll be right back in again. So these guys are all charlatans. They don't know what they're talking about. They're all very emotional. You have to take the emotion out of it right now, okay? If you believe in crypto and you think it's going to do what it did for the last 14 years, which is bear market, then we shoot up, now is the time to be accumulating little by little. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what you guys should be doing right now. Cardano still holding on at 44, 45 cents, even as Bitcoin dumps. Cardano is one of the strongest altcoins right now, which is what I've been saying for the last year or 6 months on YouTube. That is the one of the strongest right now. Solana back down to $32. If Solana gets back into the 20s, $28, $25, I'll probably pick some up. Because as much as I don't like Solana, it will probably be between $500 and $1,000 in the next bull market. That's just the way it is because Sam Bankman-Fried is propping it up. But what you have to worry about with Solana is if Sam Bankman-Fried gives up on Solana or the venture capitalists behind it give up on it, it will crash down to zero because it's a shitty project. Solana is a shitty project backed by big money. And the only reason to put money into it is because it pumps hard, but you have to get in and get out. You can't be holding this thing forever. Polymatic. I've been waiting to get Polymatic now after the last pump at 40 cents. It's hovering. It has strong support now in the between 42 and 46 cents. If we hit that 40 cents range, I'm going to be buying a lot of Matic because I see that Polymatic hit a bottom at like 35 cents and then it bounced to 60 cents for absolutely no reason. Just like with Theta. I saw Theta hit a bottom at 98 cents. And then what happened with Theta, folks? It hit a bottom at 98 cents and then it bounced to $1.60. I sold it $1.52. I sold my trading bag. It'll do the same thing again. If Bitcoin crashes down to 15,000, you're going to see Theta in the 90-cent range. And then as soon as Bitcoin goes back up, you're going to see Theta go up 100% in a day. I guarantee it. It's hit a bottom. I love finding when these coins have hit a bottom and they can go below that bottom, but they bounce hard. So Theta and Polymatic are on my radar. More so Polymatic right now because I already have so much Theta. If Theta goes back to all-time highs, I have enough to basically pay cash for a nice house. So I'm not really as worried about Theta. I want to stock up now on Polymatic. And Polymatic I do see as a good long-term hold. That's a good project. Other than that, folks, you got your metaverse coins. I'm not really talking a lot about the metaverse coins right now except for Theta, but these low cap ones I was talking about before, Vulcan Forge, MetaHero, and there's a bunch of other ones. It is a good time to be accumulating them right now, but they're a lot more risky because they could go a lot lower, but they're going to go crazy the next bull market. I think metaverse and gaming is going to be very big. If you have extra money, say you got $30,000 to invest, maybe save $3,000 for those high risk metaverse plays, and the rest can go in the top 20 coins. But I'm not going to talk too much about them right now because I'm not as confident about them. They could go down another 50 or 60%. But I do hold a lot of MetaHero, folks. I hold a lot of MetaHero. It's down under a penny. It was 27 cents last bull run. That means $1,000 right now can get you $30,000 on much if it goes back to all-time highs. That's not a bad play. Vulcan Forge is down to $3. I believe that was up to $50 the last bull market. I'm accumulating all these coins right now, little by little. I don't talk too much about it because I don't know. MetaHero could go to zero, the company could just go away, and I don't want to get my followers wrecked. But I'm just telling you, I am buying them right now. I don't recommend you do it, but that's what I'm doing if you're looking for something very, very high risk. Okay, folks, what else do we got going on here? BNB still holding at 215. BNB also had a strong bounce at under $200. That means there's a lot of support for BNB at about $200. I think it was down to 195, 190, and then it bounced all the way back up to like 250 or something like that. But for me with BNB, I want to see it at 150. And I think if you can get it for that, that's a good deal. All-time high for BNB was about $600-700. It's only like 2-3x off its all-time high, so it's a little risky right now. But I'd probably be willing to buy some BNB at 175, 180, just because it's connected to Binance, and Binance is, even in the bear market, Binance is doing great. So BNB is a good buy at under $200. Other than that, folks, stay strong. You're starting to see the corporate media come out and tell you it's all a scam. It's gone to zero. I told you so. The losers, the people who are paid shills, they don't know what they're talking about. All the stocks and the shit they were recommending for the last year are down 80%. A lot of them are even down even more than Bitcoin. They just like to rag on Bitcoin. One reason they like to rag on Bitcoin is because they missed the Bitcoin bus 5-10 years ago. So they're pissed off about it. But if we're going off history, now is the time to be accumulating, which is what I've been saying. Where's the bottom? 15,000, 10,000. If we go below 10,000, I'll be very, very shocked, but I'll be buying. I already said I'm looking to buy half a Bitcoin very, very soon if we can get under 17, 16,000. And I'm just accumulating my Fita, Cardano, and Polymatic. In 2 years, folks, I'm 99% short, 2-3 years. Everything I'm buying right now will be 20 to 30x higher, except for the Bitcoin. Bitcoin will probably be like 10x because Bitcoin, doesn't have as much ROI. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy telling you what I'm doing. This isn't what you should be doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm making this YouTube channel to document my progress. So in 2 or 3 years, I have it all documented, and then I can basically gloat to everybody that, hey, look, you can even see 2-3 years ago, I was doing all this. That's why I'm a millionaire right now. And the beauty of YouTube, if everything collapses and Bitcoin goes to zero, I can just erase my YouTube channel. So fuck it, folks. I don't give a shit. But anyway, folks, have a good day.